All right, guys, we got to talk about the big elephant in the room. And I had to come home from work and immediately do this video, of course. And we got Metamaterials announces a $50 million registered direct offering. That is not the news we wanted to see. Um, Direct offerings are really horrible for the short term. Now, long term, I think we'll be okay. But this is going to put a damper on Metamaterials for a while, in my personal opinion. I would love to hear people's comments and thoughts down below. We seem to have a little bit of a rally going. I mean, we go here and look at the stock. I mean, if you look at the 5-day, I mean, we had a nice rally. I mean, we were getting close to $2. I mean, we touched that 196 mark and we were pushing to 180 and we were getting there. And then the massive news comes out and we are down over about 40% right now. So, yeah, that is a bomb drop. I do have a couple posts out here that retaining to this post, and we're going to read over this post and go over everything. So trust me, I can understand. If you're mad, upset, pissed off, all that, I get it. I completely understand, man. But I've been reading a lot of the comments. There's a mixed bag out there. There's a lot of people upset and mad. I get that. I understand. There's a lot of people out there that are kind of happy because they were able to buy the dip. And people have been happy. I've been seeing those mixed comments. I do believe there's more people upset than people happy, and I completely understand that. So let's go here and take a look. So we got this individual here. Jordan left a comment. Okay, someone needs to explain this, and he tagged George and John Berta. And John Berta here says, I have asked George to explain to his shareholders, waiting on a response. And I did a tweet here. I put, thanks again at John Berta. Hopefully we can get an answer from Palacaris. So I do got to say, thank you to John Berta. He is out there trying to get George, because it's just an offering. We didn't get any kind of explanation behind the offering. Like, you know, I'm hoping if this is going to be used for acquisitions and, you know, acquisitions and mergers, that's huge. If we're acquiring companies, I'm completely okay with it. But this one's pretty bad. So let's go take a look at the other thing we got here. Here it is they posted on their Twitter. METATERRY announces the $50 million registered direct offering. And I tweeted out, this hurts for sure in the short term. I trust this $50 million will get put to good use. Now we hope the mmtlp dividend is huge so we can buy the dip. So that's kind of my thinking. We know that S1 is coming out. Now, I know this is just crazy. No one wants to hear this right now. Everyone's upset. But if I'm going to be buying money, if I'm going to be buying these shares out of my divvy, I want the price to be low because I can accumulate more shares. So in a weird way, that is kind of, I'm not trying to hype this up or anything. I understand people's upset, and I don't blame you. Like I said, there is no way to turn this into any kind of good. So like I said, in my personal opinion, for metamaterials here in the short term, mmtlp catalyst we're waiting on, mmtlp, the S1, and the dividend. Once we get some answers on the dividend, it's going to be a short-term catalyst and possible FDA approval for the glucose. So until those two things, people's also saying they're not, the people that has been saying they're not upset about this is because the shorts would probably just drive us back down to this price anyway. I do believe the market right now is in a little bit of a false bull rally. So in my trading portfolio, I have been trading a couple stocks, and I took profits today leading into the weekend. That's right. Tickers like Carnival Cruise Line, Shopify. I'm still holding my PSNY, my trading account, because I just believe in Polestar long term. And I do believe in Carnival Cruise Line and Shop as well. But for trading purposes, I captured those gains. They were like 14 to 15% gains, and I took profits. Same with Ethereum. ETH. So I took profits on that as well. Because I think next week we'll see if the market continues a bull rally or goes to a bear rally. So let's go take a look here at what the Fintel is currently saying. So like I said, these numbers are going to a little bit skewed because I don't know how long it's going to take to update. But total shares outstanding is 297 million shares currently. This is going to increase by a lot because they just did the acquisition of Optodot. That's going to add shares. And we have the shares here from the direct offering, and that's another 30-some million shares. So we're probably going to be setting around 360, 370 million shares outstanding. So it's going to be a huge jump. So these numbers are going to change drastically as those shares hit the market. Looking here at this stuff. But currently here, though, I mean, crazy enough, I believe this could change. But at this brokerage right now, the one that they keep track of, there is 0 shares to lend, borrow, short. And crazy enough, our short borrow fee is still sitting high at a 72.99. So we'll see if that updates and drops. But as of right now, it's still up very high. And we don't have the info for today. Okay. So here we are on the article. Let's go in here and take a read over it and see what we got. So here we can see today announced that it entered into a securities purchase agreement with a certain institutional investors. So we want to know who these certain institutional investors are for the purpose and sale in a registered direct offering of a little over 37 million shares of the company's common stock at a purchase price of $1.35 and warrants to purchase the 37 million shares at an exercise price of $1.75 per share. The gross proceeds to the company from the offering are expected to be approximately $50 million before deducting placement, agent fees, and other estimating offering expenses. The warrants will become exercisable 6 months after the issue date and expire 5.5 years after the initial issuance date. The closing of the offering is expected on June 28th, and that's on or about, subject to the satisfaction of customary closing conditions. Now, as I read that first paragraph there, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinion on it. I think it's going to be really hard to get metamaterials above $2 here in the short term. I do believe let's hope that this institutional investor is one that is bullish with us, not one gonna as soon as we start to approach 2, short us back down, or it's going to be an institutional investor that will lend out those shares so they can bring the stock back down. So that's a big thing. Who is this big whale institutional investor that made this offering deal? Is it someone that's going to benefit us or someone that's going to screw us? That's the bottom line. Because we know if it's BlackRock, State Street, or one of those bad boys, they will lend out those shares and bring the price back down. So it's definitely tough. The next 6 months to a year is going to be probably pretty rough on metamaterials stock. The saving grace is going to be the dividend. So I'm still very bullish on the dividend, which drives me to this here. I don't understand why they're trying. This here is just market manipulation on MMTLP. So the bad news comes out on metamaterials. So what do? Try to drive the price down on MMTLP. Do you not know we're educated enough to know that MMTLP and MMAT have no relation together? The only thing we owe is once this is sold, we owe them the $15 million on the loan. After that, that's it. There is no combination between MMTLP and MMAT. So them dropping the price is kind of a laugh. Get a discounted price here at $1.58 on the MMTLP, but that's the way the shorts will do it. Maybe someone had a stop loss set on this. I don't know, but I mean, it's crazy. Currently sitting at $1.16. Like I said, we're down 40%. Back here to the article, it says Roth Capital Partners and AGT, the Alliance Global Partners, are acting as co-placement agents for the offering. CoreMark Securities is acting as financial advisors to the company for this transaction. Here it says the securities are being offered and sold by the company pursuant to a prospective supplement and accompanying prospect, formerly part of a shelf registration statement of the S3, including a base prospects previously filed, declared effective Securities and Exchange on June 14th, 2021. So they're saying that this was in an SEC filing on June the 14th, 2021, that they could issue out these shares for a dilution. And that's what they did. So about a year later, they did dilute us here. But like I said in my tweet, this tweet here, I'll be waiting to hear from George, waiting to hear from John Berta, waiting to hear from MetaMaterials or someone to hopefully give us some kind of direction of where this $50 million is planned to be used. I don't want it to. I mean, we've been hiring a lot of high net worth individuals, which I think is great for the long term. But short term, man, it's rough. We got to be getting some profits. We got to be. You know, these people are going to bring us good value in the future. Short term, it's going to be a little rough. Paying these people these high salaries, and we're giving them warrants and shares, whatever we're giving them. So, just my initial thoughts. I'm still here for the long haul. Short term, I thought we were going to come close to break that $2 mark, but that's not going to happen. And I don't think it's going to happen. The only way I think it's going to happen now is with the mmtlp dividend or FDA approval on the GlucoWise. So that is my thoughts and opinions initially. I may come back and do a after video after I had some time to think about it more, but just glancing over this at work, coming out here doing a video, these are my initial thoughts and opinions. Whether they're right or wrong, just my thoughts and opinions. It does suck, and I completely understand if you're upset. Like I said, that's why I got the Berta we trust, because Berta is walking us through this right now, and he is trying to get us answers. Hopefully George will come through. So hope you all enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash thumbs up, leave me a comment down below, and I will catch you all next video, guys. Peace.